historians recognize there were early accounts of the resurrection. And here, we'll get a little technical, okay? In the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 15, in the first 3 or 4 verses, what you have is Paul saying this, "For what I received, I passed on to you," okay? Now, scholars look at Paul and say, this guy is a credible writer, a credible witness. Why? Anthony Flew was, for 40 years, the foremost philosophical atheist in the world. And we debated him, Gary Habermas and myself, we debated him one time. And during the debate, he said that Paul was an outstanding historian and scholar. We said, why? Because he wrote the book of Romans. Just read it. Now, he didn't agree with the book of Romans, but the fact is, he says, when you look at the logical arguments, this guy was an intellectual. Number 2, he was right on the scene. This was not 500 years later. He lived during this time. Number 3, Paul was an eyewitness of Jesus 2 years after Jesus was crucified. Here he was trying to kill Christians. He was sent out by the religious leaders to hunt them down and to kill them, to get rid of them. And the risen Jesus appeared to Paul on the road to Damascus and changed his life. So he was right on the scene. He was an eyewitness. That was only 24 months after the time that Jesus actually was crucified. And then this thing of what I received, he might have gotten it 2 years after the information. We're going to find out what it is. It's called a creed. It's a set of beliefs. And the set of beliefs is not even written in Paul's words. It's something that he got from somebody else. Now, when did he get it? He either got it 2 years after the resurrection from other Christians, or he got it 3 years later. He said he went up and met with the disciples, Peter and James, and he got it from them. So that would be within 5 years. Now, what is it that is this creed that's so important, that was so early? It's in 1 Corinthians chapter 15 and starts at verse 3. And I want to read it, and you'll see what Paul said that he received. "For what I received, I passed on to you as of first importance." And what was it? That Christ was divine. He was divinity. He was the Messiah. That Christ died. So here we have, he's the divine one. He's the Son of God. And he died for our sins according to the Scriptures. That he was what? Buried. That he was raised on the 3rd day according to the Scriptures. And then he starts naming the people that Jesus appeared to. And that he appeared to Peter, then to the 12, that's the apostles. After that, he appeared to more than 500 of the brothers at the same time. In other words, all of them in a group, 500 of them at the same time. He says, now, though some have fallen asleep, some have died, but you can check with the others. Then he appeared to James. This was the brother of Jesus. We're going to get to this in a little bit. All through Jesus' life, James did not even believe in his brother, okay? But James became the leader of the Jerusalem church. Why? This little phrase, then Jesus appeared to James, and then to all the apostles, and then he says, and last of all, he appeared to me also. Now, when did this information come out? Paul says, what I received, namely this, I passed on to you. Okay? He either got this 24 months from the time that Jesus was crucified, buried, and rose again, from Christians that told him this information when he got saved, or he got it within 5 years from the eyewitnesses themselves, Jesus' own disciples, Peter and James, who also had seen Jesus. So scholars say this is really early. And then on top of all of that, Paul took this same information and when he went to Corinth, he preached it to the people in 50 AD. We know that he preached it in 50 AD. And then he wrote the book of 1 Corinthians in 55 AD. So 20 to 25 years, it was written down and sent to the church at Corinth. And scholars look at all of this from a top-notch scholar, a person that was trying to kill Christians, was converted because he saw the risen Jesus. He got this information, he said it from somebody else, and he was giving it, he's passing it on. So this was credible creed. He either got it 24 months from the time that Jesus passed off the scene, or within 5 years. And all of these reasons, they say this information is early, no legend could creep into this.
Yeah.
This comes from an eyewitness, this comes from a scholar, it is credible. So this is one of the historical facts that this information about Jesus' resurrection came out early.
And that directly addresses the issue of how it could not be a legend. Even more important, John, is you mentioned in the conversion of the Apostle Paul. It was one of the most dramatic historical events that cannot be explained otherwise. For example, he changed his name from Saul, which was a Jewish name, to a Gentile name, Paul. Secondly, his entire message was completely changed. Before, the idea of a crucified Messiah was anathema to him. Now he glories in the cross. And thirdly, his mission had changed. His early mission was to destroy the church. Now he builds the church. When there's a transformation of identity, mission, and method in one man, only one thing could have explained it: resurrection.
Yeah.